Hey guys, Crystal here at Crystal's Crafties, and today I want to show you how to make these Mason Jar wall sconces. So there's a few different options. This one has the fairy lights in it, and this one is just a painted and distressed jar. And then the base that you're going to be putting these on, sorry about that, the base you're going to be putting these on is just some stained wood with a hook. And then you will need to put a hanging hook on the back, but I will show you how to do all of this. So what you're going to start with is just your wood. This is 1 inch by 6 inch wood, and I got it at Lowe's. It comes in 8 feet a piece, and you can either cut them yourself at home or you can have Lowe's cut them for you. They will cut them for free. Home Depot does it too. You know, wherever your local hardware store, just go there. They will do it for you. So it comes in an 8-foot piece, and each plank that you need for your Mason Jar sconce is going to be 1 foot. So from one piece of wood, you're going to get 8 sconces out of that. So that's actually a really good deal. I think I paid, I don't know, like $12 for the piece of wood. Okay, let me turn these lights off real quick. Okay, so you're going to start with your piece of wood. You can buy this rough natural wood and sand it yourself, or you can get it kind of sanded and ready to go. Even if you buy it sanded, once it gets cut, it's going to have rough edges at the end. So you're going to want a sand block like this, or just some sandpaper, and you'll just come and you'll clean up the edges. It doesn't take a lot. It's really simple to do there. You shouldn't need to do any sanding on the face of the wood unless it's like really rough raw wood, and then just sand it down as well. When you're sanding the wood though, if you are sanding the face of it, go in the direction of the grain. You see the wood grains here are going this way. This is the way you want to sand. You do not want to go that way, or you're going to mess up your wood. Okay, so you've got your wood piece cut. The next thing you want to do is put the stain on it. I like to use the Varathane wood stains. I buy them in these little jars. This one is dark walnut. It's really simple to put your stain on. Get some gloves, get an old rag that you don't care about, and you will just, I've got this one already stained, and I don't stain the back. I just stain the front and the sides, the top and the bottom. You're not going to see the back of it when it's hanging on the wall. So you'll just dip your rag in your stain, and you'll just rub it up and down until you get the desired look. And then you'll come back with a clean part of your rag, and you'll wipe it off. You literally wipe the stain off, because it's going to soak into the wood. If you don't wipe it off, it's going to look more painted and less stained. And we don't really want like a painted look. We want it to look stained. So a real simple process. Get your gloves on. You're going to get dirty. Dip the rag in your stain. Rub it on. Get a clean piece of rag. Wipe it off. And the reason I like this brand so much is it only takes me 1 coat to finish the wood, and it dries in an hour. I don't like waiting forever to do my projects. I do give it more than, I give it about 2 hours, but it's dry enough to handle and work with in an hour. Okay. You're going to need some flowers. This is totally preference, your choice, 100% up to you what you want to put in. I like to get these big floral picks. You can see this one was can you see? This one was $15.99 from Hobby Lobby. And what you do is get some wire cutters. You do want wire cutters for this, because this wire is pretty thick. And you just come up and you snap one off. So don't need the rest of those flowers anymore. I have this one that's snapped off. And you just stick it in your vase and it's good to go. You get whatever color flowers you want, whatever look you like. That big bush of flowers had 5 of these on it. So for that $15 that I spent on that, I could make 5 jars. And got it at Hobby Lobby half off, so it wasn't even actually $15. Okay, next let's move on to our jar. You're going to need pint mason jars. They are the smaller ones. And just get the regular mouth, don't get the wide mouth, just a regular mouth opening is fine. To hang it, you need twine. I recommend a ruler. You can eyeball this if you want, but I would recommend a ruler. You want to measure out 12 inches and cut. Where are my scissors? Okay, so this is going to be my actual hanger. You want to come down. You will notice that your mason jar, if you get the kind that has like the logo and stuff on it, they've got little notches on the side. If you come down to the milliliter side, the first notch at the top is 300. Bring your twine down to that 300. So I don't know how clear this is going to be, but there's a notch at 300. You want to bring your twine down to that. And then match it on the other side. Okay. So now I've got my twine hanging down over here. I've got my twine hanging down over here. You want to tape those into place. So get some tape. Even if you've painted your jar already, if you are painting them, you do want to paint your jar before you tie it. It's okay to put tape on it. It won't take the paint off. Okay, now they're taped down. This is the amount I'm going to have to hang from when I'm all done. But I've got to secure this hanger. So now I take some more twine. Make sure the hanger is raised up. Come under the lip of your mason jar. So you can see here, I'm going to put this closer to you once I get a good hold on it. You can see exactly what I've done. Okay, here's the original twine that I had. Here is the new twine I wrapped around on top of the original twine underneath that lip. I'm going to wrap it around twice. Okay, so now I have a good amount of twine. It's wrapped around this lip 2 times. I'm going to tie it into place. Okay, I'm actually going to use a little bit more twine. This isn't enough to make a pretty bow. So I'm going to undo this. Just give myself some more twine to wrap. Sorry, this isn't the best quality for you guys to be seeing. Okay. It's hard to do this on video without holding it up in a different way. Okay, now I've got enough. So I'm just going to make a bow. Just a simple, regular bow is going to be enough to hold this. My jar keeps spinning on you guys, I'm so sorry. Okay, there's my bow. I tied a bow. Here's my hanger right here that's still taped on both sides. I'm going to cut this from the rest of the twine now. Okay, now to these parts that we taped on the side. This is how we're actually going to secure the hanger to the wrapper. So come and get your tape. If you painted your jar, just be careful when you're pulling it off. and you've got this little bit of extra hanging down right here. Can y'all see that little bit of extra? You're going to use that to tie a knot to the top of your loop. Okay, there's one knot tied in on this side. I'm going to come to the other side, take my tape off, tie another knot. That's it. It's hanging and ready to go, and you can kind of mess with your bow, get it looking just the way you want it on the front, you know, whatever you want to do there. That's how you make the hanger that's going to hang on your hook of your sconce. If you are doing the fairy lights, you will purchase your little fairy lights. I really like these. This brand is great. I got it on Amazon. It comes, you get like 6, 8, 24 to a pack, just kind of whatever you want. They come, let's see, they come all wrapped up in a pretty little package. I've got these over here. They have the little switch right there. You just off and on to turn them off and on. It's real simple. Unravel them. Them all untangled. Okay, now to stuff them in your jar. This is wire, so it bends and creases and kind of does whatever you want it to do. But the easiest way I found is to put some of the lights, the end of the lights, in between your fingers, come up to your elbow, and wrap the lights around your arm as many times as they will go around your arm. So now they're kind of all wrapped up. Come in. I know this is close, guys. I'm going to move it out so you can see better in a minute. Squeeze the middle. So now you're going to have this kind of a bow shape to what you've done. Fold your bow shape in half. And now you've got just a good amount of lights. Again, you don't have to do it this way. You can put them in the jar however you want. This is just one of the easier ways I found to get them all in and looking pretty. Just stick that right into your jar. Push it down. You need to give it a good push so that everything stays inside. I'm just pushing everything down. And then when you flip your lights on, I mean, pretty as can be. Oh, the back side's even prettier. So then you will take the flowers that you've already cut. You'll plop them in the top like that. And this little guy just hides in your flowers. It is really simple. You take him, you stick him up there wherever you want. Then you put the rest of the wire back in the jar. There you go. You cannot see the switch. You can't see it in the jar. You can't see it in the flowers. When you want to turn them off and on, you just go find your switch. It's hidden. It was right there. I buried it. Just turn them off and on. Okay, now you have your mason jar, you have your fairy lights, you have your twine hanger. You need to make your actual sconce. Okay, so you've got your stained piece of wood. Before you put a hanger on the front to hang your mason jar, you need to put a hanger on the back to hang this on your wall. If you put your decorative hanger on here first and then you try to turn this over, you're not going to have a flat surface to work on because the hook of the hanger is going to push it out. So put your hanging device on the back first. You can get these anywhere. This, I can't really even see what brand it is. I've already ripped it open. But these little hangers, you can get them at the craft store. You can get them at the hardware store, wherever. They come with everything you need to hang your project. They're going to come with the metal hanger and 2 little tiny nails. So you want to take your ruler, and if you're making more than one sconce, measure so that they are both exactly the same. I like to come down 1 inch from the top of the wood. Where'd my pencil go? So I'm going to mark this at 1 inch. And I'm going to draw a straight line all the way across. You can level this with a level if you want. I've gotten pretty good at eyeballing, so you can see now I've got this faint little line all the way across at 1 inch. The purpose of that is so that when I put my hanger on, my hanger has 2 little holes where the nails are going to go, and I can eyeball and make sure that the center of my holes is on that line I drew, so that I know I'm going to have it level, I'm going to have it straight, and I'm going to have it centered. These nails, really, the nails that come with the hook hangers, they are all you need. You don't need big fancy screws or anything like that, because this wood is strong. As long as you get solid wood, it will be strong enough to hold your whole project. Okay, so I am coming in, and I'm going to just first kind of push a little hole where I want my nail to be. I don't know if you can see that right there. I pushed in a little hole. I'm going to do that on the other side as well, just to make it easier to get my nails in and get them where I want them. If you go nailing first, you could miss, and then you're going to have a hole where you don't want it. Okay, so that nail is sticking in there. I'm going to take my little hammer. Okay. Then I'm going to get the other nail and put it right in the other side, right where there's already a hole. See, I put that hole in, so now my nail is sticking in there. Whoop, it stuck to my finger. Sorry guys, I am fighting a cold right now, and I'm losing my voice as we're making this video. Too much talking. Okay, so my hook is on the back now. Now I'm ready to put my hook on the front. What hook you want to put on the front is 100% up to you. I really love these little heart ones. I got them at Hobby Lobby, so they were just local and easy to find. If you're making more than one, you want to measure it to get the hook in the exact same spot on each piece of wood. So, again, I'm going to put my hook at 1 inch down. And I'm eyeballing the center of my piece of wood. You know, do whatever you need to get to the center of your piece of wood. Okay. Here's 1 inch. Putting a little pencil mark. Okay. Sorry, I know I'm off camera a little bit here. Okay, so now I've got my, so now I've got my hook in place right where I want it to be. Some hooks will require a screw, some hooks will require a nail. Just whatever you need for your hook is what you need to do. My hook requires a nail. So again, I'm just going to push it in to get it in place. Get in there, Mr. Nail. I'm going to have to put it down and hold it. Okay. Nail it in. Okay. I'm not putting that nail all the way in because I don't want this hook to go through my desk. And I'm afraid to just keep holding it the way I was because I would nail my hand. But you would finish nailing or screwing your nail in. And all you do from there is take your little jar that you already made, hang your twine, and you are done. Voila! Simple, simple, pretty easy project. Some tips if you are painting your jar, like I painted this one. I suggest using chalk paint. It's just the best thing to put on mason jars. I get the Waverly chalk paint from Walmart because it's the cheapest and it works really good. Put it on with a sponge brush like this. And you don't want to seal it with a primer or anything like that, with a glaze. Just leave it on. You want this kind of distressed look. In fact, I even come back with my sandpaper and I scrape over the letters so that you can clearly see them and just kind of give it a distressed look as you go. Whoop, get back in there, guy. Okay, it's really easy. So fun and quick. You know, get your hardware store to cut your wood for you and make these and give them away or keep them for yourself or whatever it is you want to do with them. That's all I have for this week. Thanks, guys.